everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I've got a really fun project for you. I can't even tell you how excited I am to show you this because there's a whole bunch of cool stuff. First of all, we're using tulip pink fabric. It's based on mythical creatures, and one of those is a unicorn. How fun is this? All right, let's take a look at this quilt behind me. So isn't this great? This is actually a new template for us. It's a Drunkard's Path template, and I'm going to show you how to use that. And I mean, this is just a good day. So anyway, to make this quilt, what you're going to need is 1 pack of 10-inch squares. And we've used Tulip Pink's Pinkerville for Free Spirit Fabrics. You're going to need some background fabric. The background fabric is going to be, let's see, it's going to be 3.5 yards, and that includes all of this and that first border. But exclusive to Missouri Star, we are making for you an entire pack of 10-inch squares, 42 10-inch squares, already cut for you, all the same background fabric, so you don't have to cut your own. If you do that and you use that, you're going to need 3/4 of a yard for your inner border out here. For this outer border, you're going to need 1 3/4 yards, and it's a nice big 6-inch border. Tula's backings are always nice and big. They're 108. You're going to need 3 yards for that. And it just makes a great quilt. The quilt is actually 79 by 95, so a nice big quilt. So you're also going to need this new Drunkard's Path template. We came up with the Drunkard's Path template, and I love how it works, and I can't wait to show you. So to make this quilt, what we're going to do first is we're going to have to cut out these little Drunkard's Paths. And what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 squares and put them together. And I like to use a background and our background color and our print top color. I was going to say of solid, but for the first time, it's not really solid. It's this awesome background. This is our template here, and it has, see, all these numbers out here, which means that it works on a pre-cut. It'll go from 10 inches, or from 9.5 inches like this, all the way down to 4.5. So you can make all kinds of sizes of Drunkard's Path. We made it so it would fit with the pre-cuts, and this is the little circle. For this block here, what I did is I'm going to make an 8.5-inch background square, which means I'm going to line my 8.5-inch line right up along the edge of my 2 squares. And then see how this little round square right here in the corner is going to fit right in there, and we have plenty of room to work with. So we're just going to cut this now, and what we're going to do is we're just going to come right along the side. I'm using my straight 45-inch rotary cutter because, you know, it is not hard to cut this curve just like that with this rotary cutter. It works super well. And then this part is now cut. Oh, one little thread there. And then we're going to cut this little center square right here, or center circle. Actually, it's a 1/4 circle. And we're going to come right around this like this and just stay real close. All right, so now I get to show you how to sew curves, which is way easier than you think it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to swap these out. So we're going to put the print piece with the background, and then the background piece with the print. What I like to do to start off with is I like to fold these and give me a center line right here. So a nice center crease, and fold this one as well. And then what I do is I actually take, I know you're going to be shocked at this, but I pin these. So I'm going to pin them right sides together. I'm going to lay my creases right together, and I'm going to put a pin right in there. So just like this. Now, when I'm ready to start my curve, you want to always keep your concave part on the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull these 2 pieces together like this, just like this. And then we're just going to start sewing, and we're just going to go like a few stitches at a time. It's not harder. It takes a little bit more concentration and work, but they work out really well. So let me show you how we do that. All right, let me make sure you can see this. So I'm lining up these 2 edges right here. My concave is at the bottom, on the bottom I mean, and I'm just going to make sure these 2 edges line right up. It's a little tricky at first, but once you get going on these, you'll see how fast it really is. Let me see. All right, so now we're just going to go in here, and I'm going to take a couple of stitches to anchor, you know, so that I know I'm not going to slide anywhere. Then you just kind of want to make sure that this stays kind of flat underneath here, and you're going to pull the back to meet the front. So I like to lay these right on top of each other, and I'm going to take a few stitches, and I'm just going to keep going and just go real slow. And see, when you get just about this part, you can kind of pull it and it lays down real nice and flat. Now I'm going to take my pin out, and then I'm just going to take a hold of this top piece, and I'm going to turn it to meet the bottom. So just take a few steps and pull it to where the edges line up. And then we got right here, make sure it just lines up real nice. There we go. Now I'm going to just put a little tiny back stitch in that. Look how nice that looks. And we're going to come to the iron, and I'm going to press that nice and flat. All right. Look how pretty that is. Now, if yours is just a hair off over here on the side or something like that, remember, it's just got to fit in a 1/4 inch seam. Now, because this was some work, we're going to do it again so I can show you exactly how to do this, because you're just going to do this to all your pieces. You're going to cut them all, you know, and stack them up. And you can probably get to where you can cut 4 at a time. But I like to lay them together, a print and a background and a print and a background. Again, I'm making a little middle crease right there. I'm going to line my 2 up right sides together, and I just put my 1 pin in there. Now, I did try this with no pins, and some of them worked and some of them didn't. So this just makes it a little more stable. And again, I'm going to line up these 2 edges. And it's easier kind of if you just pick them up, put them together, hold them, get them under that needle, take a few stitches, and then we're going to just make sure these 2 line up. And you'll notice I kind of tucked my finger in between here, and I have this one, because you can, at this part, you can only go a few inches or a few stitches at a time, because you want to make sure that it just matches up perfectly. And I keep the edge of my fabric on my 1/4 inch line. And then I just come around, and then I'm going to lay this flat, and it's going to line up real nice just for a few stitches. Then I'm going to take my pin out, and I'm going to come around that corner. And to do that, I just take a hold of the top, and I'm moving the bottom and the top to match together. Just a few at a time. Okay, hang on. I like to get these little ends like to move a little bit. You know, a lot of people use a little stiletto for their ends, and this would probably be a good time to use one of those. But look, again, it just came out so nice. You just have to go slow, and make sure that your little edges are matching up. Now, I want you to take a look at the quilt behind me, because you're going to do this to all your squares. But how you then lay them out really is up to you. If you want to make a quilt like ours, there's a diagram in the pattern, and it'll show you exactly how to set them out. But it's so much fun to play with. So right here, you'll see this one, has the colored part with the background up. And then we have 2 backgrounds with the colors that come together. And then 2 of these. I have to follow a diagram when I put these together, because I have a hard time seeing what pattern is going to appear before it actually appears. But if you Google Drunkard Path quilts, you'll see so many different outlines, and you'll be able to use this template for a ton of different things, and it's just really exciting. So this one it made these big tile-like flowers in the middle. They look like kind of Moroccan tiles to me. I mean, it's just such a pretty design. You'll have so much fun doing these curves. I think you're going to find that this is one of those moments where you're really proud of yourself, because it's a self-mastery moment. So anyway, I hope you try this. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have fun with it. And I hope you enjoy making the Courtyard Path quilt from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.